What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast.
I'm John. Fuck capitalism!
I'm Lindsay, trying to write horror novels because I was a weird kid.
The whole world is a urinal.
Fuck the prime time, bitch!
Hello! Welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm M.
And today we are reviewing A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. I believe this is Lindsay's pick.
It is my pick.
Have you seen it before?
I had not seen it before. That's nope.
Have you?
I have not seen it before, and it was actually on my list. It was going to be in my next round of picks. So,
Cool. I also have not. Ben used to tell me all the time we were going to review it, but Cobra would be like, I want to watch 80s boobs. So, we never did. But how about a plot synopsis?
Residents of a worn-down Iranian city encounter a skateboarding vampire who preys on men who disrespect women.
Before we get started, if you want to get a hold of us, facebook.com/justanotherhorrorpodcast. You can get a hold of us on Gmail at justahorrorpod@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean. Rate, review, and subscribe.
Or we gonna sue your balls to the wall.
we're on Twitter at justahorrorpod.
And Instagram is justahorrorpod.
I'm just going to admit it right now. I watched an hour of this movie. I've had weeks and weeks to do it, and I decided to do it today, and I watched 1 hour. And I did not finish.
Boo!
I know.
Down with you.
Just behind the scenes, guys, I tried to put a microphone thing together, and it was 3 hours of we're using the same microphone we used last time. So, I could have just watched the movie and we could have just recorded. But nah.
That's alright.
We start the movie off. This takes place in Iran, correct?
Yes, it takes place in Iran, but it was filmed in California.
So this isn't a real place either, right?
No, Bad City, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a fictional Iranian ghost town.
They just dump bodies into a freaking canal.
Yeah.
Freaking weird.
You know that it's an oil town.
Yeah, you see
So
the
they
factory.
hammer that home.
Yeah.
Main character's name is Arash. His dad is Hassin.
Mm-hmm.
They are harassed by a drug dealer pimp named Saeed, who is ugly as shit and a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
But he's not in the movie very long. He's their dealer. He's more the dad's dealer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arash doesn't really have anything to do with it. He's just there.
The dealer took his car and everything because his dad owed him money.
Which was just fucked, man.
Yeah.
Ugh. So, at the beginning of the movie, we're following this pimp around a lot. And, like, all I can think when I see characters like this is, these people don't really exist, do they? Like, just walking around, going to take somebody's car, you can see they clearly want it, and it has nothing to do with them, and you just take it anyway. Like, what do you do then? Go get McDonald's? Go home and watch a movie? How do you live life doing shit like that?
There's some terrible people out there.
I mean, yeah, there's gangs and stuff. I mean, I listened to that whole documentary about the cops that were in with the gangs, like in New York in the 70s, and yeah, they would just go kill people. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Not everybody has morals.
if I don't know, if you're raised in that, I guess.
Right, yeah. I mean, a lot of people that grow up and they get into gangs and stuff, like, they wouldn't have if they hadn't been in poverty and, like, been needing some sort of protection, and they join a gang for that.
Yeah.
I know, but I still can't wrap my head around it.
I know.
But-
We've lived privileged,
Yeah.
Yes, we
privileged
have,
lives.
for sure. Arash he says he worked 2,191 hours
think.
to get that car?
Yeah.
Something like that, and it gets taken away from him.
Yeah. And in the beginning, he looks like he's stealing a cat, right?
Yeah, that's
why,
what I thought.
Whose cat's he stealing and why?
I don't know.
I
He's
guess
like
he just
waiting
liked the cat.
for it.
Because he's, like, a likable character and everything, so it's not like he's some horrible person going out and stealing.
It could be he just saw the cat there a bunch of times and was like, you know what, today you're coming
Yeah.
on with me. So,
Yeah, and the cat seemed happy to go with him, so he looked very James Dean.
I thought so
Yes.
too. Yeah, like leather jacket, white shirt kind of
Yeah.
thing going on. So Saeed picks up a prostitute.
Her name is Adi, A-T-T-I.
That's the one who is the prostitute.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Oh, I'm sorry, that's who you were talking about?
yeah.
Okay.
Saeed has sex with her in Arash's car The whole time I'm about cars at all. The whole movie, I'm like, from what I was watching, I'm like, I love that car, man. I really love that car.
Well, he doesn't have sex with her. He kind of forces her to give him a blowjob.
Forces, yeah, and then doesn't pay her.
Yeah, what a horrible guy.
It's alright, he's dead.
Yeah. Because you see the main character out in the distance watching while this is going on, so she's coming up with her plan.
She is the unnamed woman in this movie.
Yeah, she's just a girl.
Yeah. So
We'll just call her a girl.
she goes back to his apartment. He is just, trying to have sex with her, so she bites her finger off and kills him. Yay! That's the end of that douchebag.
There's so much more to it than that, though.
Have at it, guys.
So I watched an interview with the director and the main actress.
Me too. I wonder if we saw the
Remember their
same
names.
one.
Maybe. And I saw another review that was an analysis actually of this exact scene with her and the drug dealer and how the room is actually physically divided up between prey and...
The victim,
Oh, because of the deer heads and stuff.
Yeah, prey and...
All I can think of is victim.
Predator.
What is it?
Predator.
Predator and prey. So, like, the scene starts where she is on the side with the deer and the fish, and he's on the side with tigers. He even has, like, a tiger on the back of his jacket, and it's, like, in different pictures in the room and stuff. And then, like, they actually physically, like, she goes into his side of the room, and then eventually it switches, and when he dies, he's actually on the side of the room that has all of the
That's so cool, yeah.
prey and
Because,
stuff.
I mean, he picks her up definitely thinking he's the predator.
Exactly.
But not so.
Exactly. And I feel like she gets some kind of fun out of this.
Definitely,
Like I said,
yeah.
it's like she's playing with her food before she eats
Right,
it.
yeah.
That is...
But yet it's like she's a vampire, she's got to eat somehow, so might as well prey on these horrible men.
Right, exactly.
That is so much better than they took back to their apartment and she bites him and he's dead.
Also, she saw him with the sex worker and how he would, like, rub his finger on her lip, and then he did the same thing to her.
Yep.
And then she bit his finger off, and before she killed
Get
him,
it to
she
him.
rubbed his own finger on his lips.
Yes.
I was like, that's
I love
amazing.
too, like, when she just, like, spit his finger out.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's funny.
It was awesome.
I was surprised he let her, like, suck on his finger after seeing her fangs come out, though.
I know. I feel
He
like he
looked
was just like, oh,
confused,
kinky.
but
Plus,
cool.
he was
He's like,
all
all
on
right, that's
coke.
fine.
And,
True,
Yeah.
yeah. I was thinking, I wonder, like, since he's got all that coke in his bloodstream, did that affect her at all? She didn't seem affected by it, but you would think it would, drinking his blood.
I wondered that with the heroin, too.
Yeah.
Because at the end, I was like, does that get into her bloodstream
Yeah.
now? But I don't think it did.
It didn't seem to. She didn't seem affected by it.
So right as she's leaving, because she's stealing everything she can from him.
Mhm.
Because, like I said at the beginning, if you are a vampire and you're that old and you don't have money, the fuck are you doing? Kill your victims and take their money.
I think she's fine as far as money concerned. I'm not exactly how, because she actually gave all of that stuff to Audie.
Yeah.
She got it for her, not for herself. But you didn't see that part.
I know she dumped a bunch of stuff, and then one woman is like, "Where does all this come from? You need to tell me where you got all this," and she refuses to do it.
Okay, so you did see that.
So as she's walking out with this stuff, he went there with, I guess, money to pay him off so he could get his car back. Arash went there to get his... And they pass each other. So I thought of this in the car today. I was like, they know each other when they see each other later. Maybe he doesn't remember because he's on ecstasy, but he does know who she is.
Yes.
Yeah, he's seen her before.
And he knows that she killed him.
I don't think. I don't think he knows that.
You don't think so? Okay.
I think he questions why she's there and stuff, but...
Yeah, but I don't think that
he got his car back, so...
Oh, so he doesn't care.
He didn't really care what happened to the...
Well, he took the drugs and decided to go sell them, too.
Right.
So it's not like he's going in there and going, oh, no, look what happened. He went in there and he's like, fuck it. Which is why I'm like, I wonder if he knows that she killed her and doesn't give a shit. Because, cool, good.
I don't know that he knows for sure.
No, I don't think he does.
I think maybe he... Wait, does he go into the apartment, get all the drugs? He sees him dead there, right?
Passes her, goes in, sees him dead, takes the drugs and the keys.
Okay. So I don't know if maybe he was thinking she was at a different place, or maybe she saw what happened but didn't do it, or...
I doubt he's thinking, this little lady here, she, like, murdered this big, scary drug dealer, pimp guy. Like...
And if she did, he doesn't really care.
That's what I was getting at. I was like, I don't think he cares. So
Okay.
when they run into each other later, if he did know, he'd be like, But that made me wonder, like, when she's, like, leaning in on him and he's got his neck up, he looks scared, like he knows she might be a vampire. And that's why I thought he might think that. So I need to delete everything I said from this podcast, basically.
No, I think he trusts her. I don't think he thinks there's anything.
So he doesn't.
It was a matter of whether or not she was going to bite him. That was
right, yeah. Us as the audience, we are wondering what's going to happen there, but I don't think he thought that anything like that was going to happen. I don't think he was
But he
afraid.
was on ecstasy, so...
Yeah.
He wasn't afraid, I don't think.
No, I don't think so at all. So he didn't even want to take the ecstasy. He was in the club and gave it to these girls, and then the girl, like, made him
said,
take it.
You are... Wait, no, the pill is nothing without you. And then just kind of left him there.
Yeah,
well,
and he had
dancing.
never done this stuff before.
She's dancing, and he's just kind of, like, standing there, like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna go.
He had never done that before. Like, at first he was trying to, like, kiss her on the dance floor, and she's like, no. And then he's just standing there, and this other guy comes and starts dancing with her, so then he takes off. And then he runs into a girl on the way, and he tells her that he's lost, and he asks where he's at, and she's like, this is Bad City, but he's like, I live in Bad City, and this doesn't look like it, does it? And
I like that she took that kid's skateboard, too. She follows the kid around, and she's like, are you a good boy? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, I will watch you for every day for the rest of your life. You better be good.
Yeah, I love that. Like, she scared him into being a good guy. Like, he's going to be too afraid to ever be a horrible person.
Gotta start when they're young.
Yeah.
They're on the street, he's high on ecstasy, and he says very profound things like, both of us are here.
Oh, I loved it when he was like, let's sit, and he just like sits down. She's like, you can't sit here, we can go like to my apartment.
He tries, but he's like, I need to sit.
We've all been there, I think. And then she puts him on the skateboard and pushes him down the road. That was awesome too.
It was cute.
That was
so
cute.
cool.
It was.
I like their little relationship. It's cute.
Go back to her apartment, and which is amazing and full of all kinds of pop icon posters.
I love the music.
Yeah, her music is awesome. There's a really amazing slow motion scene where you wonder if she's gonna bite him on the neck or not.
Yeah, that was amazing. That fucking
does
thing was.
not.
I'm like, oh man, this movie's gonna go places.
Yeah.
I wonder where it went.
Yeah, you'll have to find out later.
The Audie keys his car when it's sitting on the street because she thinks it's the drug dealers.
And then she's like, you're unhappy, and you're sad, and you don't know what you want, and basically just, like, calling her out. And right about then is when I stopped. I think the last scene I saw was he was going to meet her at a chemical plant or something plant. And that
Did you see where he pierced her ears? Okay.
With a safety pin, and then his dad is, like, alternating between, I wish I was dead so I could leave you alone, and you weren't even paying attention to me, you don't even care about me. Which I'm like, I hope he dies soon.
He gave her those earrings that he had stolen, and she's telling him how she's bad, and like he doesn't know the things that she's done, and he's like, well, you don't know the things I've done. And they seem to connect.
The ear piercing thing was really unrealistic, but other than that... Well, I pierced my own ear when I was 13, maybe, something like that. And, like, God, you're sitting there for, like, half an hour digging in there with a safety pin. Oh, it takes forever. Put ice on it, and it's, like, trying to get it through for a really long time. It wasn't just like, but that's no big deal, whatever.
Hassan needs some heroin. And is something about a dead wife being a cat? What's going on here?
We cut back to his dad, who is going through withdrawal, and basically, I don't know if Arash's mom died or left.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they ever made that clear. Died. And the dad is going nuts through withdrawal and thinking that his wife is in the cat.
Right, yeah.
Right? And Arash comes home to him, like, trashing the apartment, basically. And is like, you need to go. So the dad actually goes over to Audie's, the sex worker. And have they been seeing each other? They know each other, yes?
They definitely seemed like they knew each other already at that point, but I don't know.
I don't remember them running into each other at any point, though.
But they acted like they knew each other, though. They didn't act like, oh, this is their first time ever meeting.
All of these characters seemed, other than the girl, everybody seems to know everybody a little bit,
I mean, there's hardly anybody living in this town, it seems like.
Right. So he basically forces her to do heroin.
Yeah, definitely forced
She
her.
says
She
no.
said she didn't want to do it multiple times, and he forces her to.
Yeah, and then that's when the girl comes in.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like she can just sense that this is happening, and she shows up. That cat had personality. For like a cat in a movie, I feel like.
She keeps having dreams about him, about Arash, like in a tunnel and stuff, which is kind of weird, a vampire being haunted by dreams of like a normal person.
Yeah.
What else?
I think she was falling in love with him, though.
Yeah. And then the next thing I have on here is that it's the end, so
Okay.
he goes to her. Well, they find his dad on the street, right?
Yeah, because she had drugged the dad.
Out into the street.
Yeah, and so then he found him, and then he didn't want to stay there with his dad being dead. He just wanted to leave Bad City, and he wanted her to go with him. He's the cat. And he knows
Right.
that...
And he realizes the cat was with his dad.
She killed him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yet
Well, he didn't quite. He was kind of like, wait a second.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in that moment he probably really knew it, you know?
And then they start to drive, and that's when I feel like he really starts thinking about it.
Yeah, but it seems like he accepts it and still wants to be with her.
Yeah, I feel like he kind of struggled for a little bit. Like, he
Yeah.
got out of the car, and he was like, oh my god, like, I think this girl killed my dad. I think maybe she killed the drug dealer. He's like, we have to go. Let's go. Like, I thought it was a little presumptuous.
Well,
like,
yeah, definitely.
That
He would just assume that she's gonna come with him.
they
Like,
kind of barely knew each other, you know? And he was just like, let's go.
yeah.
I'd be like, fuck you, I'm not
Right,
going
yeah.
anywhere.
Maybe he felt like they had connected so quickly that she would obviously want to be with him.
I think they were trying, like, from the little bits and pieces that I saw, I thought they were trying to make that very, very apparent.
Yeah.
Like, this is quick because it's supposed to happen. And it's
Right, yeah, because it didn't seem like this is obviously not like a typical thing to happen with her. She's not just falling in love with all these guys. Like, it was just, there was something special about him.
Right.
I think it was the fact that he said, don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you, turned around and walked away. Mm-hmm. That was probably it, because she's out there murdering bad people.
Yeah.
Right.
So...
I think at first she was expecting him to do something, too. She's like, okay, here's another one, you know, do something shitty so I can
just
kill
out
you.
high having fun.
Yeah. She knows he's actually a good person, so... I don't know.
Is that it? Is that the whole movie?
I mean, it wasn't super long, and it was kind of slow moving, so the plot itself was not...
So I didn't really miss that much. I just missed the dad dying and then them leaving.
Yeah,
the
but you should
heroine,
still
the-
watch it.
I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, so much of this movie I feel like is about the atmosphere. And...
There was a scene where this woman was dancing with a balloon that I thought was amazing, and I was like, I want more of this shit.
Right, and that was something that sort of seemed unrelated to anything else in the movie, other than, did the black balloon symbolize heroin? Because black balloons tend to symbolize heroin.
That's what that Goo Goo
So-
Dolls song was about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I read something or heard something that she wanted that character in the movie as kind of like a fuck you
Okay.
to Iranian law, which is that being gay or any
Trans
all of it is illegal.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, I understand that then.
There was something at the very beginning on the news. Some guy talking about how women have it great, but just wait, because one day this dude's not coming home, and then they cut over to a seat on the ground, suffering withdrawal, just being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And all I could think, my brain was like, oh no, how terrible, he might not come home.
Right. Yeah, it's just not the threat they think it is. Sometimes.
Yeah. I enjoyed this movie. I loved the atmosphere. I think having it be in black and white, you would think could make it like have an old-fashioned kind of feel, but it really didn't whatsoever. It had a very modern feel. I liked the like black and white mixed with the modern music and everything. I liked the style of this movie a lot. And I liked the concept of just a woman that seems to be defenseless, but she is not. Like, men would assume that she would be the prey, but she is the predator, and I like that. And I think she did a good job. I think, really, all the actors did a good job. The directing, very, very good. I'm gonna say 8.
Are you gonna rate it?
I will give you from what I saw. I was really digging this movie. I was really hoping I would get it done. I was really enjoying it. From what I saw, it was filmed amazing. That scene with the balloon, like, really, like, shows that they're trying to make, like, an artsy kind of movie.
It was very artsy, yeah.
So I liked that about it, actually. Sometimes people don't like that about them, but it was super romantic-y.
Ah.
I really liked that.
I also give it an 8.
Social.
So I saw these interviews with the director, Ana Lily Amirpour. So this was her first feature film. She'd done some other, like, short films and stuff like that. She also has another one that came out last year, Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon, that I want to see. I don't know anything about it, but if it's directed by her, I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing more of her.
It was just this mix of different kind of ambiances. They talked about, like, the influences would be, like, even just the name of the town, like, possibly, like, Sin City, and then also, like, Nosferatu type, you know, like, all these different feels to it. So that was, like, really interesting. Like I said, the plot itself kind of moves slowly, but it wasn't in a bad way. But if you're a person that doesn't like slow-moving movies, you're not gonna like this. I thought it was right for the movie.
It says it was produced by Elijah Wood. He was one
I
of
know,
the
isn't that
producers.
interesting?
Yeah, I wrote that down too. He's one of the producers.
Sweet.
I know this was very time consuming for her to write because she was writing it in Persian and in English both, and when she would have to change something, she'd have to change it in both scripts.
Right.
And,
Yeah, I think she's amazing. And she works, this main actress, Sheila Vand, she's been in a bunch of stuff with Ana Lily Amirpour. So.
Yeah, and I guess before this, she made a short film that was about this concept, about this girl.
Yes, about
but
the
she
girl.
couldn't get her to be in it because she was busy with something else, so she had somebody else playing her.
That's right, yes. The idea of just flipping how, you know, normally a woman being outside alone at night is going to be a scary situation, but it's just so flipped. She's the one with power, she's the one with control, she's, you know what I mean, she's the one who has nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
And there are, like, very subtly funny parts to it, and it was just really good overall. 8.
And Lindsay, I will watch all of your movies from now on. I promise. If you guys want to, if you guys get bored of one of mine, feel free to stop. If you're like, Alligator is starting to really make me really bored, just turn it off, man.
I don't know that I wouldn't have seen him break through the sidewalk like that.
Right, yeah.
Okay, what's your sign-off going to be this week, Em?
Oh, shoot. I had to think of 2 in one night? That's not fair.
No, you had 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. We totally don't record on the same night.
The bird with the crystal plumage.
How's that?
Okay.
All right, I did it for you.